Hi there, this is Teresa from Teresa's Crochet Shop, and in this video I'm going to go over all the basic stitches you will need to know to make almost all of my crochet patterns and many other amigurumi patterns out there. The thing I love about amigurumi is that you only need to know a few stitches to be able to make most any amigurumi pattern. You will need to know how to make a slip knot, which is attaching your yarn to your crochet hook, how to chain, and how to single crochet. And then I'm also going to show you how to increase and decrease, which are just simple variations of the single crochet. One note I want to make is that this is the way I crochet. There are many different ways to crochet, and there's really not one correct way. So if this is not the way that you learn to crochet, go with whichever way you're comfortable with. But today I'm going to show you the way that I do these stitches and the way that I've become comfortable doing them over the last 10 years that I've been crocheting. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to make a slip knot and attach your yarn to your crochet hook. So here's the yarn I'm going to be using, and I'm going to make a loop around my finger and then put this end through the loop and pull tight. Then I'm going to insert my crochet hook into that loop and pull the short end to tighten it onto my crochet hook. Let me show that one more time. So first, I'm going to make a loop around my finger. Then I'm going to put this end through the loop and pull tight. Then I'm going to insert my crochet hook into that loop and pull the short end to tighten it onto my crochet hook. Now that I've made a slip knot to attach my yarn to my crochet hook, I'm going to make a chain stitch. To make a chain stitch, I'm going to hold my hook and my yarn with this hand while I use my other hand to wrap the yarn around the hook, and then I'm going to grab onto this to hold it still while I pull the yarn that I wrapped around through the loop to make one chain stitch. Let's do that again. I'm going to hold my hook and yarn with this hand while I use my other hand to wrap the yarn around my crochet hook, pull it through the loop, and now I've made 2 chain stitches. I'm going to do that one more time. If you get frustrated with your hook not coming through or getting stuck or the yarn tension, don't give up. It just takes a little bit of practice to work this out until you can be doing it smoothly. The next stitch that I'm going to show you is the single crochet. To make a single crochet, you're going to insert your crochet hook into the next stitch that you'll be working in. To do this, insert your hook under both top loops of the next stitch. Then wrap your yarn around. Hold this still while using your hook to pull that yarn through the stitch, and you'll now have 2 loops on your hook. Then wrap the yarn around again and pull it through both of those loops so that you now just have 1 loop on your hook and you've made 1 single crochet stitch. Let me show you a single crochet stitch again. So insert your crochet hook under both top loops of the next stitch. Then wrap your yarn around and pull it through the stitch so that you now have 2 loops on your hook. Then wrap your yarn around your hook again and pull it through both of those loops so you have just 1 loop on your hook again, and that is another single crochet stitch. The next stitch I'm going to show you is an increase stitch. In my patterns, I usually write this as 2 single crochet in the next stitch, but sometimes I also write it as increase stitch, and in other amigurumi patterns you'll probably see it written as an increase stitch. So to do this increase stitch, you'll simply be making 2 single crochet stitches into the same stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch that I'm working in, and I'm going to make 1 single crochet stitch, and then I'm going to insert my hook into that exact same stitch that I just did a single crochet in, and I'm going to do a second single crochet stitch in that same stitch. And that is 1 increase stitch. Let me show that one more time. I'm going to insert my crochet hook into the next stitch, and I'm going to do 1 single crochet stitch. Then I'm going to insert my hook underneath that stitch that I just made in that same crochet stitch. And I'm going to make a second single crochet stitch in the same stitch that I now have 2 stitches together in that one single crochet stitch. And that is an increase stitch. The last crochet stitch you will need to know to make a simple amigurumi pattern is the decrease stitch. This is called a single crochet decrease stitch. And the way you do it is you insert your crochet hook into the next stitch. Then you're going to wrap your yarn around and pull it through the stitch so that you have 2 loops on your hook. Now instead of wrapping the yarn around and pulling it through both loops to make a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, wrap your yarn around, and pull it through again. So you now have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to wrap your yarn around and pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. So essentially you're crocheting 2 stitches together into 1 stitch. Let me show that one more time. To make a single crochet decrease stitch, I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch that I'll be working in. I'm going to wrap my yarn around and pull it through this stitch. Then I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch, wrap my yarn around again and pull through so that I now have 3 loops on my hook. Then I'm going to wrap my yarn around and pull it through all 3 loops on the hook. I'll show that one more time. Thank you so much for joining me as we went over the basic crochet stitches you will need to know to make most any amigurumi pattern. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below or contact me at hello@teresascrochetshop.com with any other questions you might have. Have a great day and happy crocheting!